Hello, wonderful. This is Sarah. We are going to talk about one of the most important, maybe the most important concept in keeping you safe after a toxic relationship or deciding whether or not to stay or go in a relationship or deciding if someone's toxic. This is the concept. Are you hyped up yet? This is it. This is the concept. This is the one. Okay. Because I see a lot of people try to figure this stuff out from figuring out toxic people. And there is so much wealth and knowledge in understanding what happened to you and unraveling toxic personalities in your head. There is so much value to that. But guys, when we get emotionally connected to a situation or emotionally connected to an outcome, or we really want something to work out, we start ignoring things. And that is part of the human experience, right? I don't want you to beat yourself up as if it's like, oh, I'm so stupid for being in a toxic relationship or whatever. Like, this is part of the human experience. There have been con artists forever. Like, how long has humanity been happening? So it's like thousands of years, millions of years, whatever. And it's like, whatever your belief is on that. But it's like, okay, so there's been manipulation and there have been con artists and there have been all this stuff happening for years and years and years. Why haven't we figured it out yet? Okay, because it's like, okay, this is what con artists do. This is what love bombers do. This is what toxic people do. This is what narcissists do. This is what these people do. And we don't want to kind of look in ourselves or notice changes within ourselves. Notice when we start changing our behavior to adapt to their behavior. Okay. And this is twofold. You guys know I'm obsessed with what problem are you trying to solve? There are two problems you have to solve in this. One, you have to know what being in your body feels like. I have to know what it feels like to be Sarah. I have to get quiet enough to say, okay, this is how I normally interact with people. This is how I normally feel around healthy people. And then this is how I feel around unhealthy people. This is how I feel in my normal state when I'm relaxed and when I'm okay. It's called regulating your nervous system. And if you've never studied polyvagal theory, it sounds like a very scary word. It's not a scary concept, and I'll talk about that a different time. But getting into that rest and digest state, if you are always in fight and flight, everything will feel scary, or you will be in fight and flight and go numb, and then something that actually is scary or something that should be scary doesn't feel scary because you're just numb. For you to prevent being manipulated by a toxic person, or for you to see signs that someone is toxic, or see signs that you need to make a decision or move, there has to be a piece of like, I know what it feels like to be around normal, healthy people. I know what it feels like to feel pretty good. I know what it feels like to not be taken advantage of in a situation. I know what it feels like to be in a conversation with somebody that feels pretty safe, who we mutually have one another's best interest in our hearts and our heads. If you have no concept of what it feels like to be around a safe person or to feel safe in your body, you will always end up in another toxic situation. Okay, that's why the statistics around people repeating bad patterns is so bad. That's the reason. Okay, because if it's like, oh, everything's terrible, or oh, nothing's terrible, everybody's fine, everybody's good, I don't want to deal with it. Both of those are incredibly unsafe situations. So once you regulate that nervous system, okay, and slow down, scary work, but slow down enough to say, oh, this is what it feels like to be safe with someone. Oh, this is what it feels like to be unsafe with someone. Or what the most important thing I'm about to teach you, which is that's weird. Okay. And this is why it's not enough to just study toxic people. You have to study yourself to know what happens in your body around toxic people. Okay. And if you are in a field and you hear a rustle, your nervous system pops up. You get in that fight and flight. You're like, oh, okay. And then you react. And that is your nervous system working. That is what fight and flight is supposed to do. It's like, hey, there's a crocodile. It's about to eat you. Ah, okay. everything's working, and when I see people say things like, I'm getting triggered, or I have trust issues, or some of these things, they're really trying to talk themselves out of normal, healthy nervous system trying to keep you safe. And if your defense mechanisms are trying to keep you safe and you're like, I mean, how do I not let toxic people bother me? Okay, well, the only way to do that is to medicate yourself into numbness. That's it. Toxic people are supposed to bother you. If there's a crocodile that's about to eat you, everything in your body is made to notice that the crocodile is there. And you trying to say, well, how can I, not let the crocodile bother me, is incredibly dangerous, incredibly dangerous, incredibly dangerous. What you want is to have that healthy space and that healthy regulated nervous system. So when you hear a rustle in the woods, you're like, huh, what's that? And you start to pay attention. Okay. And here's what I see people do. Huh, what's that? Well, it must just be me. I must be imagining things. I'm just overreactive. I shouldn't let that bother me. Okay. Do you see what happened? There was a rustle in the woods. Your nervous system did what it was supposed to. You noticed something weird. You noticed something different. You noticed something off. And if you take in that data, I noticed something off. I noticed something weird. My subconscious noticed something. You will keep yourself safe every time. But if you move to the next step, which is, oh, my nervous system or my subconscious picked up on something off. Now it's my job to talk myself out of it and blame myself for my subconscious picking something up that was weird. Do you see what's happening? Oh, Sarah, you're just being too judgmental. Oh, Sarah, you're just letting the past bother you. Oh, Sarah, they're not really a big fat liar. You're just, you're just missing something. I am telling you, I am screaming to the rooftops. This is how to keep yourself safe from toxic people. A red flag list will never do it for you. If you're listening, and you're not on audio right now, I'm like pounding my legs, like, come on, people, listen, okay? So here's where it's all going wrong. This is the secret pill. This is it. This is it. This is it. You have to regulate your nervous system and be calm enough so that your nervous system can do what it's supposed to, which is recognizing the rustle in the woods. And then when the rustle in the woods happens, or the rustle in the river, or whatever, and your body goes, okay, got it. Something weird is happening. I'm supposed to take notice. Huh. Oh no, that sound's getting louder. I'm supposed to do something to keep myself safe. That's it. You'll protect yourself from toxic people every single time. And in a relationship, you're probably thinking, yeah, but how does that work in real life? Yeah, there's a crocodile. Okay. So it's the same. I want you to develop the belief that your subconscious is smarter than you are. I want you to develop the belief that your subconscious is smarter than you are. And if you do the work and it's nice work, right? It's like not living life on edge all the time. It's nice work, but you regulate that nervous system. You get to a place that's calm and it's like, okay, this is what my body feels like when I'm safe. This is what my body feels like when I'm on alert. This is what my body feels like when I notice something weird. This is what my body feels like when something's a little off. This is what my body feels like when, there's something wrong. Okay. And if you are around a safe person, your body will continue to feel safe. And if you're around a love bomber, con artist, manipulator, toxic person, or if something's wrong, your subconscious is going to send you those, that's weird. Did I really say that? Did that person really do that? That seems like 9 out of 10 people wouldn't do that. But, this 1 out of 10 person is doing that, which is a concept from Bill Eddy's book. He says if 9 out of 10 people would think that's weird, it's a bad idea. I talk about the 13-year-old guru test, which is another conversation for another day. But okay, so that's something's weird, something's off, something's wrong, something's what, like, that's weird. And the more you notice the, that's weird, that's weird, that's weird, that's weird, the more you notice those, it's like the rustling in the woods is getting louder. Okay, I want you to think about that. You heard the rustle and you were like, I need to pay attention. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. It will keep you safe every time. Now, what women do and people do, there's a rustle in the woods. I need to pay attention. Nope, they don't do that. They go, there's a rustle in the woods. I need to talk myself out of it. I must be a bad person for noticing the rustle in the woods. I must be judgmental for noticing the rustling in the woods. Oh, no one will ever love me. I shouldn't notice the rustling in the woods. It is much more simple than we make it. Our nervous systems are made to keep us safe. You have everything in you to alert yourself if you then trust the information. You trust, that's weird, and that's weird, and that's weird, which is a 3 strikes you're out rule that I like to talk about. This is weird, and this is weird, and this is weird. There are 3 things that are weird. My nervous system picked up on 3 things. My subconscious went, that's weird they didn't call back. That's weird they didn't text today. That's weird their children don't talk to them. That's weird that they don't have a house. That's weird that they've been, at this company, they say they want a job, but then they can't find one. That's weird that they lose their temper when no one's watching. That's weird. Like if you pick up on those things, it's not the red flags. We've got to talk about the yellow flags. By the time you can see the data, you've collected all the data for the red flags, you were already in the relationship, you're already emotionally connected. It's, I love red flags. Put one on the front of my book. Maybe the next book will be yellow flags. I don't know. Well, not the next book, but the next book. Who knows? That's how to keep yourself safe. You don't wait till you've already had kids with this person or moved them in your house or gone into business with them or let them babysit your kids. We don't wait for that. We want the yellow flags. And your body has everything in it to do that for you. Your subconscious is smarter than you are. It's not about trusting your gut. It's about trusting your subconscious. It's those places in your brain that were made to notice when there was a rustle in the woods so that you ran away from the bear. It's already in you. Just stop ignoring the rustles. Stop ignoring the data your subconscious is sending you. And then keep track. That's weird. That's weird. Did they really say that? I feel like something's off. I'm confused right now. Like, did that really happen? I feel scrambled. If you are scrambled in your head, that is a toxic person. And that's why you have to get unscrambled in your head, right? Because if you're just always scrambled from the last toxic relationship, just scramble, 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 then you'll never, you got to get unscrambled. You got to know what it feels like to be unscrambled. And that way, when the data is weird and something's off and you're feeling scrambled, then you can say, okay, this is the information I need to keep myself safe. If you're trying to decide if you're going to stay or should I go, keep a track record of it. Keep a track record of it. Okay. And then that's it. It's it. It's really that simple. We make it really complicated. The stacks of books on toxic people, boom, 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 boom. And, there's a meme that says, I've got a joke. I've got my PhD in narcissism. I've never heard anyone say that was really, I found happiness by becoming an expert in narcissism. The people who are like really, really, really experts who've studied this for years and years and years talk about how incredibly unhappy it makes them. Because they're like, I've been trying to get these, do this work to create this change, and they don't change. And then people keep hoping they'll change. And it's very frustrating work. It's not happy work. It's not a happy place to be. And I want you to be happy, right? So pay attention to the that's weirds. Get your nervous system healthy. Pay attention to the that's weirds, and don't go to the next step of, okay. I must talk myself out of it now. There's a rustle in the woods, but I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to pretend it's my fault. I'm going to ignore the data. I don't want to take action, so I'm just going to pretend the rustle wasn't there. I'm just going to be more forgiving. Oh, good Christians, don't listen to rustles or whatever is in your head. Don't go to that step. Stay on the step of trusting your subconscious. That will help you become toxic person proof.